So next up, we're covering Four Swords Anniversary Edition. This version is stuffed with a bunch of new content to celebrate 25 years of Zelda. This was originally released for the Nintendo DS as a downloadable only title, and then it came to the 3DS store as well. Both times it was delisted from these stores after less than a year. So the biggest feature of this game that they changed was the addition of a single player mode. Otherwise, the core gameplay is the same, and you can still play it multiplayer, at least in theory. And I just did a full single player playthrough. You also control a second Link that you can swap to or move around. And because you control another character, you can still throw them across gaps or use them to solve puzzles. And generally speaking, this worked okay. My biggest complaint with the single player is actually the player swapping mechanic itself. So if you press this button once, the other Link will go prone, and if you press it a second time, you'll swap to them. You also have a whistle that will summon the other Link to your side no matter where they are. Regardless of which Link blows the whistle, you will automatically swap to the default Link instead of continuing to play as whichever Link you were. This can be really annoying when you have different items on each Link. Something they did add to this version is that on the second screen of the DS, you kind of have a map that shows you where the goal is and where you are in relation to it. Knowing where the goal is did make these stages even easier. Just like the original game, to get the true ending, you actually need to clear through the levels 3 different times. And your second and third playthroughs are much different than your first one. You need to prioritize getting rupees, since you'll need 3,000 and 5,000 rupees respectively during those subsequent playthroughs to clear the levels. Because you're essentially playing the same levels just remixed over and over, it does start to feel a little bit stale by the end. Another new piece of added content is that when you beat the game for the first time, you unlock this bonus stage called the Realm of Memories. This contains levels that are tributes to past Zelda games, such as A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, and the original Zelda on the NES. I really liked this as a reward. It really makes this game feel almost like a love letter to the previous top-down Zelda games. Getting to 30,000 total rupees collected also unlocks a hard mode called the Hero's Trial, and clearing this gives you the other ability that you would have gotten from A Link to the Past, a spin attack. While this mode does seem fun at first, it's an extra challenge, I didn't find it particularly important to the overall game. The level designs quickly go from interesting to extremely convoluted, and there's several times in this where it feels like they just throw as many enemies as possible on screen at once. It probably took me as much time to beat this mode as everything else in the game combined. All of the extra added content though does help this feel a lot more like a complete package, and this is definitely the definitive version of the game.